Well, hi everyone. Welcome to Echo Art with Carmella-T. So I am really excited to announce that my whole system is back in place. So I now have internet again. As you know, it's been a month long between going back and forth with my internet. So I finally got it here where I am now permanently residing. So I wanted to let you know that. And that means that we can dive in more to our projects with me sharing the projects that I'm working on with you. As you know, we create with all recycled materials, fabrics, and supplies. It's our way to give the earth a little hug. Everything you see on me, my earrings, this beautiful glass beaded, beautiful necklace, this blouse. These are all thrift shop. The cover to my chair is made by me, and this chair is gifted. And this chair, actually, I'm sitting in is like 80 years old. It was my grandmother's. So I wanted to share. I didn't get to the thrift shops this morning like I normally would do. I was working diligently on, yes, securing the internet. So I just love everybody who helped me. They were just wonderful, wonderful. And this is not an advertisement, but seriously, I always get kind, um, professional, and patient help from Xfinity. Just saying. So, with that, I did get out and about here a little bit in what they call NEK, the Northeast Kingdom. So you may hear me reference that, and the most northern part of Vermont, closest to Canada. So I want to share first with you the bear because we've been needle felting the bear. And for those of you who are not familiar with needle felting, when you needle felt, it becomes a fabric. Okay, it becomes an entity in itself. In other words, it can be cut, it can be washed, it can be shrunk, it can be dyed, whatever. It can be sewn into. So the bear, which is near completion but not done, is getting there. So you're like, Carmela, what did you do there? So this bear, it's going to have just a little bit more on it. This polar bear represents, I'll hold it close. It represents the changes going on in its environment. So, this is my own interpretation, and it's an abstract representation. However, I wanted to share it with you because he's going to be going into an exhibit, and there will be more to it. I'll take a final snapshot of it or video and put it on the short videos with a little music so you can see the complete. So, but because he still needs his face, and I purposely put his ears down because the changes that are happening are significant in the polar bear's environment. And some of them are starving. They are not able to make it. Some of them are figuring out how to get enough food on land. So that's what this represents is the change in the polar bear as a whole. So I wanted to share that with you. If you're making or you're doing your needle felting and you have any questions, please ask. I'm happy to answer. So that's where we are on the bear. Now this morning, because I didn't have well, I am locating thrift shops up here. So little by little, and my neighbors, this place, I have to say this because I'm as you know, I'm a very spiritual person, woman of faith. With that said, I have an open mind and I totally believe when people experience phenomenon, as I have in my life, that it's a real because our perspective is limited. So when you are experiencing something else, maybe you're catching a little glimpse of this and that, or a life situation that seems different. But something I find odd is in this new place that I'm in, I have a little deja vu going on at moments. And I also feel like I've known the people here like a long time. And there's just this click and vibe. I can't even explain it. It's very odd because I'm usually very cautious. Um, and I get to know people and then I know people. But here I feel like I've known the people. Just I have a friend who writes mysteries and she's a mystery writer. She could take this idea and kind of really go with it. But with that said, um, the neighbors here are helping me find different little thrift shops to go to. I didn't go to a thrift shop this morning, and I probably should have, but I found a yard sale not too far. So I did two things. I went to the farmers market up here in Newport. And if you come up, I'm going to tell you, there's a plaza next across the street from this little farmer's market. So if you're going through Vermont, you're on vacay, come up through little Newport, and all the little towns surrounding it are just precious. I mean, they are historical towns and should be preserved. Like from like like just put it set in place. They're just beautiful. But across from the farmer's market is a plaza and tucked in the corner of the parking lot. And this is not also an advertisement for this, but there's a Wendy's. And I haven't seen Wendy's in 25, 30 years, like a really long time. And when I saw that, I took a double take and because I love Wendy's, I really do like their food. So for the other fast foods, I don't really, they don't set well with me necessarily. But this Wendy's is, I find really good. So with that said, if you go to the farmer's market, it is a small farmer's market, but they have sustainable items. They have fresh vegetables. So I went with the idea that I would find a few fresh vegetables or sugar-free this or that organic foods. And so I brought this little bag. Now, I don't know if some of you remember this bag, the Granny Square bag that we made together. We made this on the YouTube channel. And I put this lining in. It's just sewed very simply with the running stitch. And I did this with all of my bags. And I'm going to make more bags like this for there's an upcoming arts and craft fair in November that I really, really want to be in. And I was in it once before, so I'm hoping, the arts and crafts, because there's so many artists try to be in it, they do first come, first serve. So your check or whatever it is, like how you're paying, you could get there, you could be just the next to the or the last, right after the last, and that's it. You're not in. But I plan to make more of these for Christmas and hats. The Granny Square hats are very very popular because they're different. So I took this bag with me and I was just walking around with it like this. And I decided to get some beet greens, and they were only $3. And that's my budget, right? Budget. And, at a farmer's market, like anywhere else, because it's organic foods and made from scratch, especially nowadays, it can be a little pricey. But I just wanted the greens just to add to the vegetables I already have. So I got those, put them in this bag, and the leaves were out, and it just looks so quaint. So I want to make more green, violet, and yellow of these. So if you're a crochetist, you've been here with me on this channel. So you know this channel, yes, as we encourage working with recycled materials, fabrics, and supplies. The yarn, I want to get more into the organic yarn. I want to get a spinning wheel because now I actually have some room. and spin some of my own yarn. And I've done it in the past. I have a friend of mine who spins every now and then. And when she spins, I like the way she spins, but it takes her a long time too. It's not something that I would do every day for sure, but I would like to do a little bit and then focus more on scouting out recycled, and I mean recycled yarn. I mean yarn that is made from recycled yarn. And the other type of recycled yarn is, yes, find it at the thrift shop and buy it and get it that way. So I also do that. So, but anyway, so I brought this beautiful little bag. If you want to know how to make this, it is on my YouTube channel. Or if you have any questions, let me know. I'm happy to answer. So now I stopped at the yard sale and so I got a couple things. I got this bag of buttons for $1. Okay, I'm going to show you some of these in a minute. And I got this beautiful book on prayers for 10 cents. So I got that. I believe greatly in nourishing your body, mind, and soul with positive positive affirmations, prayers, different ways to look at things in life in a positive way. Because believe me, we navigate through some difficult times, right? All of us. None of us are excused from that. We're just not. And yeah, and this past week has been one busy week for me. So I'll tell you what. So that book, yeah, that's my nighttime read. So I'm gonna put this down, and then I want to show you two things that my beautiful neighbors gifted me with in the past, in today and in the past day. But we'll go through these buttons first. I'm gonna put this down like this. And for those of you who love buttons, and the lady who I bought these from in the yard sale, so she was talking and saying, and this is true. I mean, this is so true. They're not making buttons. They're not making buttons even like they used to. You're not going to get these buttons. What's happening is, look, there's some antique buttons in here. Now, I want to say this, you see? You see the design on that? I don't think you're going to find, it might be a little pricey if you find that on something. That's my guess. And here's another one, kind of like little metal. These are all metal. So I think the metal ones like this are the ones you're not going to find too much. You're not going to find those. Now, a lot of you know that I started Whatnot. So I started Whatnot and then I put it on hold because I was a little bit more ambitious, thinking, oh, I can do Whatnot and my videos and my work and my art and this teach and I just couldn't do it all. So I had to put Whatnot on the back burner. So I noticed when I was studying Whatnot, a lot of the sellers um, will go on once a week. A few of them go on once a month. Some of them go on every single day. And that's kind of what I wanted to do. However, I really believe um, that I will, once I start it up again, I think I'll go on once, twice a month. I mean, let me know what you think because it's things like this. Like it's things like this, like these buttons. I could post those, okay? I could post them. Um and sell those because those are lovely. And there's more. I could sell all the metals actually, right? Now, I got to tell you the buttons I love are these red ones. I love the red and look pink, and that has a little design in it. This is not Well, look, the thread does look pretty old. That might actually be vintage. This might be vintage, this one, or on the cusp of it. So there's this is these I don't know. These might be a little bit older, but not too old. I was just looking for any cloth buttons, but I don't see them. Now, the other buttons that I love are these teeny weensy, itsy bitsy little buttons. But look how small those are. So I love those, and I actually want to do some kind of an art piece with those where they don't look crafty, but they flow. And the platform that this beautiful bear that's representing its change in the environment will be what that platform hopefully will flow to, but I'll share that with you. So those are the buttons. Now, as I was coming, as the other day I was coming up my drive, and one of my neighbors gifted me with this. This has wheels, and you put like a little plant or something on there and you can wheel it. So that's really nice. Now, this is what I do. If I cannot, like if I don't use this, or I think someone else might use it, like need it more than me, because this is what it's about, right? Sharing and gifting and really keep like extending. Sorry about my hair, everyone. So extending the life of the item. There's one of my previous neighbors who just loves plants, and she just moves her plants around to get them in the right position so that some of them get a lot of sun and some of them don't. She might really appreciate this. So this may be a gift to her. I love that they thought to give it to me. So then I'm coming up my driveway today and I get this magnificent gift to me. Look, look at this. Look at it. It's gorgeous. This is just beautiful. Now, the thing about this is like a little book or magazine, and it's not tiny. This is a good size, okay? And this is well made. I mean, I love this. I love anything made with wood. I flip. I mean, and this matches the floors. So, my neighbors, these are my new neighbors, okay? So, sweet as pie. Sweet as pie. Oh, and one of them gave me a piece of pie last night. One of my neighbors. I feel very spoiled, I have to say, but I'm so happy to be able to share all of this wonderful, beautiful vibes with you today. And so I will be uh, doing some traveling this week, and we will be hitting some thrift shops, and I will bring you along with me. And so, along with that, oh, this is what I wanted to to say to everyone who's getting ready for. Okay, a couple more words about the bear because I know you're wondering what the heck. Okay, a couple things. These are patches on the bear and interwoven with roving, okay, wool. Some of it's dyed, not by me, but by a farmer um, who I bought the wool from. And so, as I said, you can sew into wool. So I did a little sashiko stitching onto the bear. That's what you're seeing. Okay. So with that said, for those of you interested in your sashiko stitching, because look, you may be a needle felter, you may be a weaver, you may be a sewist, but you may be a painter, you may be a mixed media, because I love to do mixed media too. You may want to add this to your little repertoire of skills. So what we're going to do is the next video you want to, let me just show you, you want to get, if you haven't been with us and you're like, Carmella, I don't know what the heck you're talking about when you say Boro Sashiko. So Boro Sashiko inspired is a technique that I and many other artists have adopted in their own way to create. They've adopted the technique of what you call sashiko stitching or visible stitching. And it is grabbing 3 or 4 stitches at a time, pull it through. Don't pull it through so it's bunching up unless you want that, but pull it through so you see your running stitch. And so, let's see, do I have a piece in front of me here? Usually I do, but probably today I don't. But what we do together on this channel is we take bits and pieces of fabric. You can see the sashiko stitching there. And we make quilts. We make Japanese utility aprons, um, skirts. We mix it up with crochet. We mix it up with different techniques. We've done Boro and Kawandi techniques in one piece. Okay. And so we have a lot of fun, but the key is that we're using scrap fabrics. We're using scrap fabrics and or organic fibers and fabrics and items. So with that, we encourage you to come along. So it's free. And do you have to be a sewist? Did you have to go through any type of education in sewing class or something? No, no. As a matter of fact, that's what I love about the technique. It's an ancient technique, although we're using a few modern little tools, but it's ancient, it's simplistic, it is forgiving. It does not demand you to have a stitch perfectly straight or in a certain position as you stitch along, and you are applying your own signature and you're making your own masterpiece. So with that, what we're going to do is I have a few projects in the Boro Sashiko area. I'm going to bring you along with me. You get all your scraps together, get an embroidery needle that is not extremely wide-eyed, but you can get your lacy crochet thread through, or in other words, what's synonymous to that is embroidery thread. So you can get it through there. Make sure that the needle is sharp so it can go through, because some embroidery needles are actually darning needles or they'll have a blunt tip. So anyway, with that, it's just to prepare you because the next video we'll be doing some Boro inspired work. So with that, you have an absolutely beautiful day. Thank you for being with me. And thank you for going through this last month with me, because it definitely was tricky to navigate. I will be honest about that, but we got through it. And now we do have our internet system back up, thanks to some really beautiful people who take their job seriously. And anyway, with that, I hope you have a beautiful day, and I send you love and light.